Welcome back, Generals, to another Let's Fix Generals 0 Hour to make the best game ever. Good. We will probably get back to the GitHub. And let's see. So, this one didn't get reviewed, I think. Let me see. Any new comments in here? Nope. And this one, logical audio that is not local will now be audible by the player. Deduplicated code. What does that mean? Deduplicated. Not for local. Not for local. Not for local. Not for This also looks adventurous. Where does this suddenly come from? Okay. Not for local. Should play local. But but for not retail compatible CLC, this code pass down here good. Then, so there's no traction on these fixes right now. So, what do we have here? Just a suggestion, don't you think it's better wrapping the 4-block in braces? I have seen indentation mistakes. Yes, yes, you are right in principle. But this is restoring the code exactly how it was before, written by EA. Isn't an OOB check wise here? Or out of bounds. Generally only tests original code did not test tests only tests and hot functions like this are not welcome for performance. Good. There's that. Then I think what we should do now is merge all these misspelling thingies, spell fixes. Yeah, fix spelling errors. Okay. Good. Then take these guys. Then. Was it debug? Diagnostic strings. Thanks. Debug. Okay. Okay, then next this guy. Rename misspelled identifiers, fix minor. Okay, next. Then this. Fix spelling errors in core libraries comments. Docs. Okay. Next. blocks. Okay, so far so good. Next. Oh. Next. Has merge conflict. Merge conflict needs resolving. Maybe we can do it. Let me see, how simple would that be? Merge conflicts needs resolving. Okay, what did we merge now? Let me check. Okay, 2 and core. Okay, let's see what we can merge next. Can we merge this include thingy? Nope. Needs resolving. Merge conflicts needs resolving. Okay, so I will wait for these guys. Yeah. Okay, so we got that. Decouple scripted audio events. Good. So next I would like to look at Johnstar. What is his name? Johnstar ID. drafts, update crash message. Okay, let's first look into this guy and then we look into this guy again. Okay, so the commits were separated to ease review and the pull should be squashed after review. Should be squashed. Okay. Should I switch this to draft until runtime works or keep this for ready as building works now? Add min GW build to CI after this. Yeah, can add it afterwards. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me take a look at this guy here. I'm reviewing the below issue when building channels game. Good. Let's look through the individual commits here. Starting from here or here? From here, I guess. Okay. Okay, this would take a while to look through. Okay, let's go. Cross-compilation support for building on Linux targeting that. This enables building generals in 0hour without requiring MSVC or Windows. Core components, toolchain 5 for this, blah, 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 blah. The toolchain forces 32-bit compilation, disables MFC dependent tools, and configures proper search path for cross-compilation environments. Okay. Okay, cool. Toolchains. Okay. Include min gw.cmake blah equal 4. Okay, min gw, okay, false, okay. Add compile option, blah, link option, blah, blah, okay. Compile definitions, mass constants for min gw are not defined by default. Okay. Is that in here, yeah? Define Visual C. Should this perhaps be in a file like visual c.h? Does it? There are more constants too. Okay. Does not provide com sub blah blah. Com sub compare the header only, no library linking required. Create as an alias only provides that, not that. Handles this correctly, blah, but for compatibility with DirectX, blah blah. Okay. Okay, I just trust that this is all good. Looks like CMake, so I guess that's good. Okay. I think that is okay. Okay, next. Add Wine EDL compiler as a replacement for that image generation, blah blah blah. What it takes for your executable figure wine format bar. What is this for? COM interface definitions. Windows browser and other COM-based APIs. Okay. Okay, blah blah blah. Okay. 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 Okay, I don't know what all this does, but you know, seems to have a purpose here. Yeah. Okay. Well, why not? Take it. Next. Add ReactOS ATL PSEH compatibility layer. Active template library support for these builds, enabling ATL COM functionality without MSVC dependency, provides ATL headers needed for COM-based browser control integration, blah, 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 ReactOS, exception handling, ATL, blah, 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 implementation uses dummy code, blah, 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 CCOM PTR, ATL, blah, ATL compat, compatibility layer. In the previous one, yeah, okay. Okay. So ReactOS ATL, yeah. Check the other compat headers for how our header looks like. The compat header files for how our source file prologue look like. Prologues look like. Pragma One's ATL compat. I don't think we use that anymore. Include guards should not be necessary. We removed them from everywhere else too. Okay, blah blah. Okay. Okay, extern, some pragmas. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, blah blah, delegate. Do pragma, blah blah. Okay. Okay. Okay, I guess that's all good. Okay. Good, what else? Add header only implementation of COM support string conversion utilities. These utilities are provided by COM_SUB in MSVC but are not available in the standard library. Provides this comments. These functions are essential for COM string handling in the browser control integration and blah, only header, blah, blah, blah. This Alex string, blah, okay. Comes up. Yeah. Good, let's see. Namespace commuter. Does it have to be underscore? Is there a reason this namespace starts with underscore? Convert string to BSTR, whatever that is. Always prefer if condition do something next line. Because that allows to place breakpoints in the IDE. Comfortably place breakpoints in the IDE. In the debugger. COM issue error. Maybe because these guys also start with underscore, that's why he did this commuter. Okay, then I will delete my question here. So allocate the BSTR without the null terminator. This allocate string len. Without the null. Okay, so this guy allocates. This allocate string. So whatever this guy returns, We then need to be freed with this call here, this free string. Oh wow, well, that sucks. Okay. So I wonder who's the user of this Windows APIs. Okay. Let me see. Is there anything that calls these guys? No. Let me do registry your code. Huh. Is this function used? I see no reference in code. Okay, update external dependencies for MinGW support, update DirectX, Mild Sound System, Bing Video SDK. Okay, cool. Okay, fair enough. Admin GW detection configure compiler flex to optimize build output for cross compilation. Blah 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 blah. Reduce the size of MinGW release build significantly while keeping compatibility with MSVC build configurations. Debug builds still include full debugging information. Skip debug symbols. Okay. MSV release builds already exclude debug info by default. Compilers, CMake compilers. Okay, MinGW. CMake, if not, and okay. Add configure build and workflow presets for MinGW. Cross compilation enables easy building with standardized configurations presets. Release build, debug build, profile builds. Use Unix CMake generator references, generate builds, include CMake, use workflow, blah, files, okay. Name, MinGW, blah, 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 okay, cool. Fine, inherits, hidden faults, debug, profile, okay, that makes sense. Export compile commands on, okay. And the same version here, build, release, debug. Okay. Okay, cool. That looks great. Then include ATL compatibility layer and precompiled headers for both generals and zero out to enable MinGW builds with React OS. Changes include ATL compat before ATL base. Add pragma pop at end of header to restore warnings. Conditional compilation ensures MSVC builds remain unchanged. ATL compatibility header must be included before ATL headers to define use dummy. Blah blah, configure blah, blah. This change enables COM, PTR, this and other ATL functionality. Maintaining full MSVC files. Add ATL compatibility for me, MinGW. Diagnostic pop. Okay. Define. Okay, I guess that's fine. Oh boy. It's quite the complex change, isn't it? Do you plan to match your logical audio fix before this one? Okay, let's go back. So, update CMake list txt files to fix library dependencies and ensure proper linking. Add this dependencies make library MSVC only, MinGW uses header only, link library server target, add core dependency, add build support for browser control. Okay, game executable, make no default lib in RC files. These changes ensure proper link order and dependency resolution. Okay. 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 If MSVC and not. Why is this suddenly necessary? Looks odd. Looks odd that math would depend on safe load lib. So it's alphabetically. Okay, I don't know why these linkages are suddenly necessary when it was compiling successfully before. But okay, maybe it did produce some linking error, but this one looks especially suspicious. Like you wouldn't expect that the mass library depends on a safe load library. It makes no sense. Depending on common, yeah, sure. That's okay. But safe load makes no sense. No. Makes no sense. Okay. Good. Next. Add comprehensive min GW compatible fixes core engine. Type definitions compatibility always H. Blah. Type definitions no min max. Force inline. Calling standard conventions. Standardized format functions. Fix variadic macro handling. Add explicit calling convention specifications. Add missing forward declarations. Fix include parse case sensitivity. Include this before commuter. Okay. Guard mini dumper with MS Vertex. Guard inline assembly. GCC inline assembly when needed. Disable blah. Linkage. Fixes remove inappropriate static qualifiers. Fix external static mismatches. Add explicit void cars. Includes and dependencies. Add SCD def for size T. Add missing headers. Fix com browser header. Fix volatile atomic operations. Use portable as in types. MSVC supports structured exception handling. Try accept. Try accept. Doesn't support trigger dump directly. Okay. Perhaps this would better do, or else min GW min GW else Jesus else error not implemented, and if so that the next platform sees that this needs implementing. Okay, utility, okay, forward declarations, fair, test water update. Why can't this be static? don't know. Why is there so much code here? Why is this function so long? What is this? It takes forever. Test water update. Why did this need changing? It's X in a predict. Why is this test water update? That's why. I see. Fair enough. Fair enough. So, oh. Okay, that is unexpected. This is unexpected. Unexpected. Look for min max. Any other way we can do this? Just use regular min max. Static inline. WinSock. We've defined Win32. Long double is a 10 byte x67 format, so you can just cast an x86 long double. Okay. Oh boy. What is this FP data PTR? Okay. Tweak. Or factor. boy. Win32. Win32. Okay. If and def, no min max. Huh. Max min. Okay, it already exists here as well. If def min, undef min. Okay. Okay, so the standard seems to be capital min max in WW Vegas. That's why it's here like this. Okay. Min max. C++ min max. Not this one, min max. C min max. Min max and C. No idea how to search this. Doesn't matter. Good. So min-max templates define. Provide min-max template functions for compatibility with the legacy code. For min GW use STLs min-max. Min-max else. Min. Okay. What is this? I can't type here. Error. Not implemented. CDecker, yep. Defined. Use constructor attributes. Use party 101 for pre-static very early and that for post-static. I have no idea what that means. Constructor, what the hell is that? I don't know what that means. Debug, unsupported compiler platform. Install exception handler. Decker. Okay, this one is quite a bit here. I guess most of the things are just fine. I don't understand what this is here, but I think it doesn't matter. We don't need to understand it. It just does something. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. I think this looks all right. Let's go to the next one. Oh man, it's actually quite a big change, isn't it? Oh boy. Oh boy. But then you need to make another follow-up for the audio. Well, will you touch this code again in the audio change? The other audio change. Existing. Good. Add forward declarations. What's the time? 1 hour only. It feels like 2 hours already. Add forward declarations for parse, find, cell, and into the collection classes to resolve compilation errors. Stricter about forward declarations, requiring explicit forward declarations for classes used in header files before the first usage. And to the collection parse, find, cell, sort alphabetically. A bit. Okay, fair enough. Adjust function and variable linkage to resolve linker errors. Remove static from this and this to allow external linkage when referenced from other translation units. Remove static from H-line functions that are passed as function pointers to external modules. Add static to message Borgias forward declaration and pop-up play and photo match definition scope. Okay. Okay. Stricter about definition rule violations and requires consistent linkage specifications across compilation units. Let's see. Okay, so these are static forward declaration. Okay, I see. All right. And this one is not static. Okay. Fair enough. Static. Okay. Well, maybe. Perhaps instead add static to definition. Instead of removing, perhaps add static to definitions. Yeah. Oh no, it removed it also from here. Why is that necessary? Add static, remove static from H-line functions partition that are passed as function pointers to external modules. Huh. Okay. Okay. Then, okay. Seems to be a reason for this. Good. Okay, then I guess it's fine. Okay. Next, fixed calling, standardized calling conventions. Commit. Commit title is better. Okay. Commit title is better. Add compiler guards and GCC inline assembler for stack dump. Add cross-compiler support for register capture and stack trace functionality. Add cross-compiler support for register capture and stack trace functionality. MSVC support. Compile stack dump, providing GCC compatible inline assembly alternatives. Functionality remains identical across compilers. Okay. Defined. Okay. Okay. I would just trust that this looks okay. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Strange that it needs to also put in a new line and a tab here. Okay, cool. Then I think that's fine. Next, replace lowercase min max function calls with uppercase min max macros in real range combine method. Min GW headers define min max as macros, which can conflict with std min max. Cross compilation issues using uppercase min max macros define a base type core ensures consistent behavior across compilers and avoids macro function name conflicts. You already have another commit where min max was touched. Perhaps combine this commit with the other. Add explicit void cast for function pointers and function templates and callback registration. Function lexicon. Cast all game window callback functions to void in game win draw table game win system table game win input table game win helpbox table. Cast and avoid on lexicon tables. Okay. Requires explicit cast when storing function pointers with different signatures in void fields. As the compiler is stricter about type safety than MSVC in this context. These casts are safe because the functions are later cast back to the correct types. Okay. Okay, that's quite a big change. Void callback. I see. Oof. Okay. Okay, I see. I see. Fair enough. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. That's a lot. That's another one. Oh boy. You removed all the indentation here. What's this desired? I don't think if it was necessary to remove all the indentation, but okay. It's not the end of the world, I would say. Good, I think this looks pretty safe. Okay, let's go to the next. Remove static qualifiers from callback functions that are referenced from other translation units to resolve linker errors. Static from insert. You already have another commit. Have another commit where you add and remove static keywords from functions. Perhaps merge this commit with the other one. Fix all instances of debug, assert crash, null PTR that cause compilation errors due to implicit null pointer to bool conversion. Okay, that makes sense. One instance fixed. Okay. For instance fixed. Debug assert crash macro expects the Boolean conditions were introduced by commit refactor modernize, which converted null to null PTR throughout the code base. However, null was semantically 0, meaning unconditional crash, which is more explicitly written as false. Fully supported. False, 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 false. Yeah, okay. I think can simplify this to debug crash. Text. Okay. Overall, I really like this. This looks very good. Linkage, debug, linkage, cast type. Okay, I will add a comment. This looks very nice. You did a good job. Did a good job splitting these things into separate commits and describing them in detail. Splitting these changes. I do think it makes sense to preserve the individual commits in the main branch. We did this for other platform fixes as well. Makes it way easier to go back in history and look at these things. I did comments to commits that could be combined with others, reducing the commits count to 16. Pull numbers would need to be appended to the commit titles. And each individual commit needs to be compiling, needs to not break MSVC build. It needs to not break the current targets on its own. Can help you check that if you cannot. To think it makes sense to preserve the individual commits in the main branch, into the main branch. I did note that commits could be combined with others, reducing the commit count to 16. Good. I think we are good here. Good. Then. Okay, then I agree with that. Okay. Then let me look at the code again. Scripted audio events are logical audio event to add get is logical audio. It's logical audio, not for local. Logical audio, not for local. It's not uninterruptible. Should play local. Okay, not for local. Okay. Okay, let's think about this again. So originally it did here not get uninterruptible. If not, should play locally. If not logical audio. Not logical audio. Get this event to add. Set this logical audio. I see. I see. Okay, fair enough. Okay, I think that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. So if it's not for logical audio, it's not for local, and it is not a logical audio file, then event, then we can return right away. Otherwise, we can only return later here, because it first needs to go through here and do the seed update of the game logic random value. Yeah. Please listen to a few game sounds and speech to verify that that sounds normal. Unresolved that. Okay, so I think that's fine then. Good. Then next, can you show example for what G last error DOM contains? Good. Let's look at this next. What's the time? Okay. Yeah. After this review, I will take a break, I think. So let's see. I need to do some more test crashes to fix it up and also get a better example. The game encountered a critical error, needs to close. Location T. Okay. Crash report saved to that. Minidump file saved to that. Please report the issue. Okay, fair enough. Why is the location T? Has merge conflicts. Can you show a sample for what G error DOM contains? Okay. Okay. Game code. Okay. I see. Okay, fair enough. The function extracts only the first line, most relevant crash location to display in the crash dialog though. Yeah, that's fine. Here it says T though. Edit code comment. 512 byte buffer. Can you show a resample? Yes, the update code now only rejects if the first line, the actual crash location, starts with unknown. This allows to show the crash location when symbols are available, even if deeper frames in the stack lack symbol information. Okay, the others I already marked as resolved, yeah. So, initialize G last error dump at startup. This ensures is empty works reliable across all build configs. Without explicit initialization, different STL implementations may leave garbage uninitialized data in the global ASCII string, causing extract crash location to extract invalid data when release crash is called without exception context. What? G last error dump. What is this? ASCII string. Oh. Huh. But and data 0. Okay, I'm a bit confused about this. I do not understand how this fixes something. ASCII string is supposed to construct with m data 0. is to construct I think the problem is that this can be called before the initialization took place. I guess that's a problem. Ah. Uh-huh. Okay, I think I understand. Perhaps clarify that this is relevant because crash can occur before static initialization occurs. Assume that extract crash location. Buffer size is 0 or is empty. Return out buffer. I do not understand the rationale behind this clamp. We pass a 512 buffer, but only get max 400. Why? My buffer is 512. Why can we not have max 512 minus 1 minus 1? If our I understand this correctly, the only thing this function does is extract the first line. If I understand this correctly, the only thing this function does is extract the first line of the call stack. Oh. Can we not just simplify this function to its most basic requirements of just grabbing first line of multi-line text. Right now, this function looks very, very complicated. Yeah, it looks totally over-engineered. That's my impression of this. It first has some checks here, writes this null, then gets a stack str, checks that guy, then it does check for leading white space, then it checks for some unknown string, then it clamps max line length, then it does some... It finds the end of that with some long while loop, and then it does another check here, and then it copies the buffer, and then it writes a null terminator. It's super complicated. I would imagine that this can be condensed into 2-3 lines of something that just simplifies this, and yeah, just plain and simple take the very first line of this text. Yeah. So to me, this looks over-engineered. It can probably be simplified. Clarify. Assume that is there a reason that triggers this? Update crash message to show crash report locations and point users to repo. Update crash message to show crash report location. Thinking about this again, I think we need to introduce new preprocessor, compile definition in CMake that claims in CMake that sets this string. Sets the string. And then set this in CI scripts. Otherwise, yeah. Maybe we don't need to over-engineer it. So basically what happens if someone has a fork of our repository, then they also get this link here. But then the crash that they're getting is maybe related to some code that is not owned by us, but by that fork that distributed their own executable, but then we would still get those crash reports. But okay, like if we see that this is not part of our code, we could just close it, but there could still be valuable reports if it is something that concerns us. So I guess it's fine for now. Yeah, don't overthink it. That's fine. Buff, pbuff, and okay, blah. As printf, blah, blah. Okay, I think we already looked at and that was okay. Okay, message box, exit. Okay, and I think that looks simple enough down here. str, array size, yep. So copy cat, array size. Cool. We can add this comment here. Okay. Can we simplify? Can we simplify this function to its most basic requirement of just grabbing the first line of multi-line text? This function looks very complicated. I would expect if the first line is unknown, then just print that too. Maybe even print 5 first lines also. Print the 5 first lines also. Also, first line is unknown, then just print that too. No special manhandling. Come on, we delete this one here. Okay. Good. Then I think that review is done as well. Let's see if there's an update here. Sounds fine to me. I don't see how PR could change anything that can be perceived by the player anyway. Well, you never know. If you make a mistake, it could be strange. Good. Then this one would be good to go, but I don't merge it now. Good. Then I think I will take a break here. Yeah, we got a bit of stuff done, some reviewing, a bunch of merging. But we still have more merging to do in regards to the spelling error fixes. Once Baptista fixes those merge conflicts. Okay, cool. They're making slow progress here. Yeah. Step by step. Good. Then would be the same cross. Okay, good. I will end it here. I wish you a great day or night. Until next time. Goodbye.